let's move on to Serie, and one of the first games tomorrow is between Torino and Juventus. Torino, they are 8 on the table, and Juventus, they are 8 on the table, 13 points. Poor form, poor Allegri, poor tactics. The players are not responding to. I feel it's an issue of outdated strategy from Allegri. I think his time is running out. Di Maria is out till next year. For them, they've been poor in the Champions League. They were poor in the last league game against AC Milan. Well, what do you think about the game between Torino and Juventus?
Okay, so
keeping in mind that Torino too have been poor. They are winless in their last 4 games, and it's a derby.
So I might feel it's going to be.
And 2 points separate both teams.
It's just going to be a show of character from the Juventus players. As much as Allegri carries majority of the blame, I still feel those players too should put the mantle upon themselves to say, okay, this is actually not going good for us. It's high time most of us come to the table and actually grind out results. It's not as if the big players that he believes in to help him when things are actually going wrong are not even delivering. So he needs to those players now have to come in and take up responsibility to actually make the team move forward from where they are.
But keeping in mind that coming into the season, they came into the season with Bremer.
Yes.
That was the only defensive player, the defender they bought, who was the Serie defender of season last year. They have a Bonucci of 35 years old. They have Daniel Rugani, who shouldn't still be at the club. Then their 4th centre back is Gatti from the academy. So I don't know how they thought that was a good centre back.
They should have actually bought more centre backs.
Yeah, what do you think about the game?
I think the only thing Juventus can rely on in this match is pride. To play for pride, if players can just decide that okay, it's a derby, let us forget about everything that is going on and just try and win this for bragging rights. Because Allegri to me is a dead man walking. He's already gone. As soon as they can afford to sack him, they will probably sack him, regardless of what he does. End of season, once they get the funds in, they will sack him.
All right, let's move on to the next game between Atalanta and Sassuolo. Atalanta, they are second on the table with 21 points. 2 points separate them and Napoli. They drew last game against Udinese, a game which they should have won. They went 2 goals ahead and conceded 2 goals in the second half. Coupe Miners have been impressive this season with 4 goals, and I think he has 1 assist or so. I don't know, Lukman too has been, Ademola Lukman. He has been impressive, He has 4 goals. Is it 3 goals and 1 assist? So they faced Sassuolo, who is 9th on the table. Sassuolo lost their last game against Inter 2-1. They still have Ahmed Traore out, Berardi, their star player, is out, and Modo, their right back, is out. What do you think Atalanta will get from this match?
Sassuolo is also a tough team. They are both teams that play good football and can surprise anybody, but I think Atalanta is flying right now, and Sassuolo, they have not really started very well, but they can always just pull out anything from the bag. So it's going to be a very tough match, and I think Atalanta is at home, so the onus is on Atalanta to try and get a win to at least maintain pressure on Napoli for the meantime.
All right, let's move on to the toughest game in Serie this weekend between Lazio and Udinese. They're 11 on the same points, but Lazio are third by virtue of superior goals, 16 goals difference, while Udinese have 9 goal difference. Lazio really humiliated Fiorentina in the last game 4-0. They were unfortunate to draw the game in the Europa League 2-2. But they played well. They're unbeaten in their last 4 league games with Immobile 6 goals, 3 assists. Milinkovic-Savic with 3 goals, 7 assists. That's quite impressive. And Zakani, who they bought from Hellas Verona this summer, he has 3 goals and 3 assists. They faced Udinese, they've been unbeaten in the last 8 games. They lost their first league game against Milan, drew the second game, and since then they've not lost. They've won most games. Beto has 5 goals, and their star player so far this season has been Delofeu with 1 goal and 6 assists. Roberto Pereira has 1 goal and 5 assists. So, what do you think from the game between Lazio and Udinese?
Okay, so based on current form of both teams, I feel it's going to be a very close encounter, but I tip Udinese to get a result from that match. Lazio would score, but Udinese just has they have the momentum. Let me just put it that way. They have the momentum. Their last
They're more
five matches,
defensively solid.
yeah, exactly. So their last 5 matches now they've won 4 and drew 1. So, and I'm not sure Lazio actually has enough to kill off Udinese. So that's why I say it's going to be like a close shaved match, but Udinese should get a point from it.
Jimmy, what do you think about the game?
Lazio have a very good defensive record. We considered 5 goals in 9 games, and Udinese are more open to 10 goals. That's an average of 2 goals a game. If you do that against this Atletico, they do that against the Atletico. This Lazio team. I don't see them getting anything, and I think Savic was rested for the Europa League match, so I'll go with Lazio for this one. I think Udinese have been good, but I think attacking wise, Lazio too have also been good. They have 21 goals this season.
How many does
19. So, and they are more defensively solid. Lazio is more defensively solid.
Let's move on. Talk about last league game. I'm talking about in Serie between Napoli and Bologna. Napoli are first. 23 points. Very very impressive starts both in the league and Champions League. Sampdoria have 4 goals, and he's not even like an undisputed starter. 4 goals and 1 assist. Scalia has 2 goals, 3 assists. Zelinski has 3 goals, 2 assists. And we can talk about players that have been very, very impressive. Zambo and Gisa.
I think it's now.
Ndombele has been doing well as a backup player also. They have Stanislav Lobotka, who has been impressive this season. Kim Jae-min they bought over the summer to replace Koulibaly, has been very good. Mario Rui has been somewhat unplayable. So they've been quite impressive, and they faced Bologna, who fired Sinisa Mihajlovic 4 weeks ago. Thiago Motta is yet to get his first win. He has had 2 losses and 1 draw. I think Napoli should win this one with ease. Yeah, they should win this one with ease. Yeah, let's move on to to League One and talk about the derby between PSG and Marseille. PSG they are first with 26 points. Marseille they are third with 23 points. Marseille lost their last game against Ajaccio at home, which they should have won. If they had won the game, they'll be level on points with PSG as they've been in the last 1 or 2 weeks. But that was their first loss in the league also against Ajaccio. PSG drew their last game, I think, 0-0. Yeah, Ramos had the red card. Yeah, and last season, this fixture, PSG won this game at home. They drew the second leg at Marseille's house, but they won this game, And they are coming off a draw in the Champions League 1-1 against Benfica. And there's the Mbappe saga. Ramos is out. Messi might be out. Ramos being out, the 3 at the back is in jeopardy because Ramos and what's the other, Marquinhos are the 2 centre backs that have been playing the back 3 with Danilo. Kimpembe too is still out, so now he has to play Marquinhos, Danilo, and Mukiele as the 3 centre backs, which has played in some games this season. I think that gives Marseille an opportunity to exploit them defensively. And we have their standout players so far this season, Neymar with 8 goals and 7 assists. Messi has 5 goals and 7 assists. Mbappe has 8 goals and 3 assists. But J-Boy, now let's talk about PSG and the defensive issues they have and the Mbappe saga going into this game. What do you think? Do you think it will matter, or do you think?
Yes, it definitely matter because against Benfica, a game that everybody expected them to win, especially after they drew the other game with them as well. There's obviously something going on around the club that is affecting the players, or something is definitely happening in Paris Saint-Germain behind the scenes, and I really don't see them winning this match. I think they will draw this one as well. Um, Mbappe has already started questioning the coach, even though.
I mean, there were reports that if Mbappe should leave in January, Ocampos will resign, Galtier will resign. So like, we don't get, is it that the coach and the sporting director are behind Mbappe, or what's actually happening?
There are definitely clashes somewhere in this club. It's obvious to everybody that some people are clashing, but we don't know who exactly. I don't even want to speculate on who, but something is happening in behind the scenes in the G. Yeah, there's disarray. You can't hand over so much power to a player.
To an unproven
Yeah.
player that has not won much, when you have bigger players in the team.
Yeah, you can't hand so much power to a player. I don't even care if he has won everything. It just as in it makes the other player. Yeah, it makes especially when you have other egotistical players in the team.